In today's module, we will discuss how computers and the internet can be used to teach math. Let us begin with addressing the inherent challenges students with disabilities have with learning math. Math disabilities can arise at nearly any stage of a child's scholastic development. While very little is known about the neurobiological or environmental causes of these problems, many experts attribute these deficits to the following items. Incomplete mastery of number facts. Students are required to memorize in the earliest grades of elementary school math facts. Subsequently, students who are weak with the mastery of facts often struggle in math. Computational weakness. Many students are inconsistent at computing. They make errors because they misread signs or carry numbers incorrectly or may not write numerals clearly enough or in the correct column. These students often struggle, especially in primary school, where basic computation and right answers are stressed. Difficulty transferring knowledge. One fairly common difficulty experienced by people with math problems is the inability to easily connect the abstract or conceptual aspects of math with reality. Understanding what symbols represent in the physical world is important to how well and how easily a child will remember a concept. Making connections. Some students have difficulty making meaningful connections within and across mathematical experiences. For instance, a student may not readily comprehend the relation between numbers and the quantities they represent. Incomplete understanding of the language of math. For some students, a math disability is driven by problems with language. These children may also experience difficulty with reading, writing, and speaking. In math, however, their language problem is confounded by the inherently difficult terminology, some of which they hear nowhere outside of the math classroom. Organizational difficulties. A student with problems in organization may have difficulties sequencing multiple steps. They may become entangled in multiple steps or elements of a problem. They may lose appreciation of the final goal and overemphasize individual elements of a problem. They also may not be able to identify salient aspects of a mathematical situation, particularly in word problems or other problem solving situations where some information is not relevant. They also may be unable to appreciate the appropriateness or reasonableness of solutions generated. Language difficulties. A student with language problems in math may have difficulty with the vocabulary of the math. They may be confused by the language in word problems. They may not know when irrelevant information is included or when information is given out of sequence. They may have trouble learning or recalling abstract terms. They may have difficulty understanding directions. They may also have difficulty explaining and communicating about math, including asking and answering questions. They may also have difficulty reading texts to direct their own learning. To this end, computer technology can address these deficits by offering extended practice, repetition, customization, immediate feedback, and motivation. So, good math software will provide simplified screens and instruction, consistent placement of menus and control features, graphics along with text to support non-readers and early readers, audio feedback, accessibility by a variety of methods, the ability to set pace and level of difficulty, as well as appropriate and unambiguous feedback and easy error correction. A great example of this can be seen with Times Attack. Times Attack is available as a free download at BigBrainz, spelled BIGBRAINZ.com. It covers addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in an exciting and user-friendly way. This game provides continuous feedback and support through a wide array of audios and visuals. Naturally, a thoughtful process must be used when selecting software. This process should include the following consideration. Understanding the needs of a student. This could include fluency. Fluency is crucial as we want students to compute fast, accurate, and with little effort. This can be supported with a simple multiplication table, an example of low-tech, and fast math, a software-based solution. Visual spatial organization, which involves difficulties with writing numbers, aligning digits for computation, and creating visual representations. A grid paper and MathPad Plus can be used to assist with this challenge. Math concepts. Success in math requires fluency and conceptual understanding. Manipulatives are effective for building mathematical relationships and connections towards conceptual understanding. There are also a plethora of resources available on the web. This includes the National Library of Virtual Manipulatives, offered by the Utah State University, Illuminations, as well as virtual libraries in probabilities and statistics. Having said that, one should always review the features of the software. This includes quality control check. This means that you may test the software with a child, assure that it covers the skills a child needs help with, assure that the content is accurate, assure that the content is free of any bias, and assure that the content is user-friendly. You will also want to monitor student progress, as this is the ultimate indicator of success. Finally, the teacher should carefully consider the pre and post instruction that will be covered so that computer aid can be maximized. Well, before we close this week's module, let me share with you a few resources. There is Conceptua, which can be found at conceptuamath.com. There is Archidemics, which can be found at www.arcademics.com. There is also MathPad, which can be found at intellitools.com/mathpad.html. There is also Math Talk, which can be found at mathtalk.com. There is also Math Blaster, which can be found at mathblaster.com. And finally, there is Fraction Nation, which can be found at teacher.scholastic.com.